Hello children, welcome to AIMS India's online classes. So today from our science subject we are going to continue part 2 of human body and health. Okay, just let us have a revision of our previous topic. Like we learned that we are having some main body systems. What are there? They are the skeletal system, muscular system, the respiratory system, digestive system, circulatory system, excretory system, nervous system and the reproductive system. So one by one we are going to learn about these systems in detail. Okay children? Yes. So yesterday we talked about the skeletal system. No. So what we learned as the functions of skeletal system? Yes. The skull protects delicate organs like the brain and eyes. So what did we learn that? The skull, in the skeletal, this part is protecting our delicate organs, very sensitive organs. No, which we have to deal it with so much of care. So that organs are protected by the skull. What are that organs, children? Brain and eyes. Brain and eyes. And here the ribs. The ribs protect the lungs and heart, which is around the chest. The ribs are around the chest here. So the ribs protect the lungs and heart. And in the skeleton, there are many joints. No, we said, what are joints, children? Like if two or more than one or bone are going to join together, we call it as joint. We call them as joints. Okay. And a joint is a place where two or more bones meet. A joint is a place where two or more bones meet. The joints help us to move our body parts. Yes, like as we said, so these are all joints here. Because of these joints, so we are able to move our body parts. Clear, children? Yes. So here again something more about skeletal system. So we are having limbs. So what are limbs? All humans have two pairs of limbs. Okay, all humans have two pairs of limbs. The fore limbs, that is hands, and the hind limbs, those are legs. Okay children, so hands and legs, like we are having two pairs. No, we are having two hands and two legs. Okay, so these are called as limbs. Like hand limbs are called as forelimbs. Hand limbs are called as forelimbs and legs are called as hind limbs. Okay, hind limbs, forelimbs and hind limbs. Hands are forelimbs and legs are hind limbs. Each limb is made up of 30 bones. See children, so each limb, in the sense each limb, so we are having pair, no, one hand. Suppose if you take an example, so one hand is made up of 30 bones. Okay, so each limb is made of 30 bones. Okay children, and the largest bone in human skeletal is thigh bone. Thigh bone. So the largest bone where we are having in our human body, like okay, human skeleton, it is in the thigh. Like our thigh has got the largest bone. Okay children, clear? So humans have two pairs of limbs and hand limbs are called as forelimbs, legs are called as hind limbs, and each limb is made of 30 bones. You can see here in the picture. No, upper and lower limbs, these are. Okay, you can see in the picture here. So, and the largest bone where we do have children in human skeleton, it is in the thigh. Thigh part carries the largest bone in human skeleton. Clear children? Yes. Now here we'll know about the joints. Joints. So what is a joint? What is a joint? As we learned, a joint is the place where two bones meet. No? And most of the joints are movable joints. Okay, most of the bones are movable joints. Like in joints also, we are having two types of joints. One is fixed joint and movable joints. And most of the joints are movable joints. There are four major movable joints. How many movable joints we are having, children? We are having four major movable joints. Okay, so what are they here? They are ball and socket joint, hinge joint, pivot joint and gliding joint. So these are the four major movable joints. The first one is ball and socket joint. If you see, children, here what is this part here? Our shoulder part. No, on the shoulder part you can see a ball and socket. So if you see like a ball type of joint which is fixed, it is fixed in a socket. No, here. So that is why we call it as ball and socket joint. And hinge joint. If you see here on the knee and even the elbow, these two parts, they have hinge joints. So pivot and gliding joints. So actually pivot joint we will be having on the neck. Okay. Gliding on the hand. Okay, we'll just learn about them. So there are four major movable joints. They are what? Ball and socket joint, the first one. Second one is hinge joint. Third one is pivot joint. And the last one is gliding joint. Okay. Now let's move on. Here. Yes, ball and socket joint. So this joint allows movement in many directions. So ball and socket joint, children, as we are seeing here on the shoulder. So this joint, what does it do? It allows movement in many directions. In the sense we can move that particular part of the body in many directions. Like for example, shoulder, if you see, you can move up and down, you can just move front and back, you can move sideways. No. So it allows the movement in many directions. The shoulder joint and the hip joint are examples of ball and socket joint. So shoulder joint and hip joint where you will be having here. Okay, this part. So these are the examples of ball and socket joint in which it allows us to move that particular part in many directions. Okay. And what about the hinge joint here? Hinge joint is like it only allows back and forth movement. Back and forth movement in the sense front and back, like, okay, it only allows back and forth movement. Like for example, knee, elbow, fingers and toes. Okay, children, fingers and toes. This is hinge joint. So fingers and toes. So if you see here, knee, elbow, fingers here, fingers, okay, and toes here. So this joint, hinge joint, it has only one particular movement, that is back and forth movement. Back and forth movement. Okay. So by this we are able to walk. Okay. We are able to move our hand near the elbow. In the sense like back and forth, front and back. Okay. You can also say up and down also. Okay. So and fingers, toes, all these parts have got hinge joints. Clear, children? Yes. Now we'll move on to the next one. What is it? Pivot joint. What is pivot joint? This joint is found between the first two vertebrae of your backbone, that is in the neck region. See, children, here, where is this pivot joint? So it is there in the picture. See here. Okay, the joint is found between the first two vertebrae of your backbone. So here we said, now what is vertebra? Like a spinal cord, that is backbone which is having a spinal cord. It starts from the neck. Our spinal cord, it starts from the neck and it ends till the tip of our back. Okay, end of our back. Okay, so this we call it as vertebra. Okay, and here this pivot joint, it is found between the first two vertebrae. Okay, vertebra is nothing but like you are seeing here, like ring type of region, ring like circle. Okay, So you have these in the first two vertebra of your backbone, that is on a neck region, and it allows you to move your head up, down and sideways. Okay, by this what is happening? We are able to move our head up, down and sideways. Actually this has got a very flexible movement. Flexible in the sense you can move according to your convenience. All the movements, like if you see, so we also do some exercises with our head. No, so we'll rotate our head, we'll move it up and down. No, we'll carry it back and front, we'll move it sideways. Like all this is able because of this pivot joint. Pivot joint. Clear, children? Yes. And what about the gliding joint now? Gliding joint is, this kind of joint is found in the bones of the wrist and the ankle. Wrist and the ankle. And it allows bones to slide against each other. So on the hand we are having our wrist. No, on the hand we are having our wrist. And where is the ankle? Ankle is on the legs. So that particular parts have got this gliding joint. Gliding joint. So where is it, children? It is found on the in the bones of the wrist and ankle. So because of this, what is happening? It allows bones to slide against each other. So it is allowing to the bones to slide in the sense like it's just like a so have you seen a sliding door, children? Have you seen sliding door which moves very smoothly? Okay, which moves along with the surface. Sliding doors like we have on windows, like, okay, same like that here. It's a gliding joint is nothing but it just slides against each other. Okay, this is a gliding joint, like it's on the wrist and the ankle. These are the examples of gliding joint, and it allows bones to slide against each other. So it is going to move against each other. Okay, children, so they move very smoothly. Okay, so this is about pivot and gliding joint. Clear? Yes. Now about nervous system. So nervous system, so very important system of our body. So it is nervous system. So this system involves nerves, spinal cord and the brain. Okay, the brain controls and guides all the actions of all parts of the body. So what is nervous system? It involves nerves. Okay, have you seen here in the picture? So the small like these are a type of lines. Okay, so these are all called as nerves. Okay, it involves nerves, spinal cord. Where is our spinal cord, children? On the back of our body. Okay, and the brain. So this is the brain, this is the spinal cord, where it starts from the neck to the end of the back here. Okay, and so the brain controls and guides all the actions of all parts of the body. So here the brain, that is going to control all the parts of our body. So that is why it is very important for us to protect our brain. Okay, the nervous system is connected to every part of the body. So what the nerves here, so these are carried all over the body, and it is connected to each and every part of our body, and messages are carried from and to every part of the body through the nerves. So messages are carried from and to every part of the body through the nerves. So like whatever we feel like to do, like physical activities or mental activities, like suppose if I want to walk, no, I feel like walking, getting up and walk. So to walk, what happens? I have to stand up, no, like move my legs, move my hands to walk. So this message, like walking, I want to walk, this message is carried to every part of the body through the nerves. The nerves are going to carry this message to the hands, to the legs and to the brain. Okay, that I want to walk, and it helps in the movement of these parts so that I can walk. So messages are carried from and to every part of the body through the nerves. Clear, children? So the nervous system is what? It involves nerves, spinal cord and the brain. And the brain is going to control and guide all the actions of the parts of body. Clear? Okay, and nerves are connected to every part, and even messages are also carried to every part of the body. Okay, clear? Now, so here it is about brain. And where is the brain? Where does it lie? The brain lies in the skull or head. Where is the brain, children? It lies in the skull or head. So here you can see the picture of the brain. Okay, this total part is brain. This total part is brain, and we have mentioned some parts of the brain also here. And it receives messages from all parts of the body, understands it and sends a reply message. So see how good it is. So it receives messages, as I said before. So if I want to walk, so that message is going to carried by the nerves to the brain, and the brain is going to understand that I want to walk, and again it sends a reply message like controlling all the action of my body. In the sense, it makes me to walk. Clear, children? So that is why brain is a very important organ of our body. Okay, and where is this brain? It is in the skull, or you can also say as head. Okay, a brain is an organ that serves as the center of the nervous system in all vertebrate and most invertebrate animals. So it is the organ that serves as the center of the nervous system. Okay, where in all vertebrate, what we call as vertebrate, children? Before also we learned vertebrate is nothing but a spinal cord. So vertebrate things, in the sense like who all have spinal cord, come under vertebrates. Okay, like for example, we human beings, mammals, that is who give birth and give milk to the young ones. Okay, and even some animals, like if you see fish, all reptiles, snake, all those are vertebrates. And most invertebrate animals, invertebrate in the sense like who do not have the spinal cord. Invertebrate in the sense which does not have the spinal cord. For example, butterfly, insects, spider, all this, they do not have spinal cord. So that is why we call them as invertebrate animals. Clear, children? But for brain and but brain is an organ, and that serves as the center of the nervous system for all vertebrate and invertebrate animals. Clear, children? Yes. Yeah. So now we'll just learn the parts of this brain. So what is it? Cerebrum. What is the cerebrum? It is the largest part of the human brain and is responsible for learning, memory, intelligence and logic. See, it is the largest part of the human brain. If you see, this much area of the brain is covered with cerebrum. No, actually this total part is of brain, but in that portion, the maximum space is covered with cerebrum. So that is why this is the largest part of the human brain. And what is it is responsible for, like our learning, our memory, our intelligence and logic. Okay, so these are all not physical things. These are all our mental things, like in the sense like logic, like learning, grasping, memorizing, remembering the things. No, all these activities are carried here, that is cerebrum. Okay, children, and you have the another one here. See, if you see the dark color portion down to the cerebrum, what is it? It is cerebellum. It is cerebellum. and it is situated below the cerebrum and is responsible for muscle coordination and for maintaining the balance of our body. So cerebellum is reflected with the physical activities, like it is responsible for muscle coordination. Like muscles, they have to coordinate and move along together, okay, and for maintaining the balance of the body, okay. So this is cerebellum is for physical activities and cerebrum is for mental activities, okay children. So these are the main parts of our brain, okay. Now understood? Yes. So whatever we have learnt until now, so we are going to revise again as question and answers. Clear children until now? So whatever you have learnt now, we'll just see the question and answers. The following structures belong to which system? Those are what? Bones, joints, skull, ribs and femur. So the options here are A. Nervous system, B. Excretory system, C. Circulatory system and D. Skeletal system. So the following structures belong to which system? Where do we have all these children? Yes, it is our skeletal system. Okay, they all belong to skeletal system. Clear children? Now we'll go to the second question. Which system controls all parts of your body and sends and receives messages? Which system controls all parts of your body and sends and receives messages? Like A option, nervous system, B1 is excretory system, C circulatory system and D skeletal system. So which option will be the correct one? Who receives and sends messages, children? Who? Yes, nerves. No. So that is why it is nervous system. The nerves are going to carry the messages and the brain is going to send the reply. Okay, that is why nervous system, and it controls all parts of our body. Clear? Now the third question. The knee joint is, the knee joint, what do we name it? Okay, ball and socket, B pivot, C hinge and D gliding. Okay, ball and socket, pivot, hinge and gliding. Yes children, the correct answer is, yeah, here is the picture. It is hinge joint. Hinge joint, we have it on the knee and also the elbow. Okay, clear? Now the shoulder joint is, the shoulder joint is, A is ball and socket, B pivot, C hinge and D is gliding. So which is the correct option children? Shoulder. Okay, yes, the correct option is ball and socket. So like if you see the cricketers, they'll take the ball, raise the ball up in the air and then they'll just bowl. No? So it's so much of action taking place because of this shoulder joint. Okay, and it is named as ball and socket. Yes. The next question. Which joint allows for the widest range of movement? Widest range of movement. That is ball and socket, B option pivot, C is hinge and D is gliding. So earlier I gave you the example in the before question. Which joint allows for the widest range of movement? So it is ball and socket. As I said, a cricketer, a bowler, he'll use the shoulder to bowl the ball. Yes or no? Shoulder in the sense, even though he is throwing the ball with his hand, the movement is from the shoulder. And this joint is able to do the widest range, the maximum range of the movement. Clear children? So this is ball and socket joint. Okay. Next question here. Name this joint. So you'll be having a picture. So you have to just name this joint. Yes, is it a ball and socket, pivot, hinge or gliding? Which one is this? So it is actually, this is an ankle. Ankle. Ankle, it is there in the ankle. So it is what? Gliding. Yeah, this is gliding. Okay, so where the bones are going to move against each other. Okay, clear children? Yes. The next question here. Name this joint in neck region. What is this? A. Ball and socket. B. Pivot. C. Hinge. And D. Gliding. So in the neck region, what do we have? What we said? Like it will be in the first two vertebrae, that is on the back. What do we call it as? Yes, it is pivot joint. It is pivot joint. This is the picture of the joint. Okay, clear children? Now we'll move to the next question. What is the largest part of the brain? Largest part of the brain. Okay, is it cerebellum? Is it cerebrum? Is it brainstem or it is medulla? What is it? Yes, where all logical things, intellectual things, where we can store our memory. Okay, so all these things happen. The largest part, it is cerebrum. It is cerebrum. Okay, children? Yes. The next question. Name the part read in the given picture. Here. Yes, I'll just give the picture. So, name the part which is red in color in the given picture. What is it, children? Down to the this part. Okay. Cerebellum, cerebrum, brainstem and medulla. What is it? What did we learn it as? It is cerebellum. So, whereas the above part here, this is cerebrum and cerebellum is going to be down to it, where it controls the muscle actions and the body part movements. Clear children? Yes. Now the next question. Name the part green in the given picture. Okay. Part green. Okay, so this I'll explain it now here. So what is it? It is the medulla oblongata. Okay, it is medulla oblongata, where you are having here cerebellum, and side to cerebellum you have here at the end this green part. It is medulla oblongata. Okay, children? Okay, now the next question. Regulate the vital functions of the body. Regulates the vital functions of the body, which is going to control the vital functions of the body, that is respiration, swallowing, heart rate, very important parts, very important functions, that is works. So these are all done by what? That is medulla oblongata. That is what we have seen, no? The green color part in our diagram. Okay, near cerebellum. So that part is called as medulla oblongata, and this part is going to control this type of vital functions like respiration, swallowing, heart rate and all this. Okay, clear children? Okay, so as we learnt that, so whereas cerebrum is going to control what? Our memory, intelligence, logic and all that. Cerebellum, it is going to control our muscle actions, body part actions and all. Medulla oblongata is going to control our respiration, swallowing and heart rate. Okay, so that these are the things which are regulating by the brain, that is controlled by the brain. Clear children? So for today I am going to end here. Hope you all are clear with the concepts. So we'll be continuing in tomorrow's session, children. Until then, take care. Goodbye. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest updates.